很小。好，有了，是有声音啊，现在不错。阿弥陀佛，大家好。今天的大幻化网金刚护摩法会，护摩完之后呢，师尊我们会播放5分钟咒音，师尊加持大家治病。那么呢，你们哪里有病痛的手要摸哪里。当然了，如果有些2只手摸不到的，你要观想很多只手摸你哪里有病痛的地方。好，请大家要很用心的去观想持咒。这一次师尊非常慈悲每次那个开示的时候都讲，希望大家能够都又马上有钱又健健康康的。今天的法会是3点呢，但是希望大家早一点找到你们的座位坐好，因为今天有吟诗，今天的人数也比较多，所以呢，大家尽量提早一点找到你们的座位坐好，用心持咒，很难得师尊慈悲，播放5分钟，请大幻化网降临坛场加持大家。明一法师。不过现在他们都 开始那个准备仪式。那阿弥陀佛，就是今天新春法会彩虹雷藏是有供养上师、法师、教授师、法师出家众。如果还没有签到的上师、教授师、法师可以到明仪法师那一边，因为他之前早上是在彩虹山庄大殿。他说有可能有一些上师、教授师或者法师没有到签到，所以呢可以找明仪法师签到在法会开始之前，请大家尽快找到你们的位置坐好。我们法会时间已经很接近了。莲体法师，莲明法师，你把那个中间那个楼梯那个栏杆 move 到那个旁边去。对，旁边左手边，你的左手边，对。请大家尽快找到你们的位置坐好，法会时间很接近了。今天是有吟诗的，所以呢，请大家尽快找到你们的位置坐好。阿弥陀佛，请师兄师姐们，请你们尽快找到你们的位置坐好，法会时间即将很接近了。今天是有吟诗的所以请大家尽快找到你们的座位坐好。 今天是有吟诗的，希望大家做好，找到位置做好庄严的吟诗。看你调到哪一个？阿弥陀佛，请师兄师姐们尽快找到你们的位置坐好，法会时间即将要开始了。今天有吟诗，请大家尽快找到你们的位置坐好。还没有座位的同门，请你们找位置坐好，法会即将要开始了。今天有吟诗，请大家尽快找到位置坐好，我们要迎接师尊。好高，他那 OK， 反正让声音好像有点怪怪。哇，很久没有这种场面了，好庄严哦！所以请师兄师姐们，你们还没有坐好的，没有找到位置的，请你们找位置坐好。 好，法会即将要开始，我们要恭迎师尊，请大家尽快找到位置坐好。很好，讲师可以这么服务这么周到，随时要空红包的那个副讲师就在给大家。今天大日如来，天气非常的温暖，所以呢，父母殿也坐满了，外面也坐满了师兄师姐们。好，请大家尽快找好位置坐好，法会时间即将就要开始了。很久没看到这样网络直播的，他们说现在网络直播已经在网络直播了，所以呢，大家尽快找到你们的位置，座位坐好。很久，相隔2年多了，没有这样子的场面，大家一起来恭迎师尊、迎师，所以呢，请师兄师姐们。请你们找你们的位置，赶快坐好，法会即将就要开始了。
At the True Buddha School Rainbow Temple, the ceremony of Mahottara Heruka, presided over by the lineage Guru, the founder of True Buddha School, His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng. Now we are welcoming His Holiness and the Assembly of Masters to enter into the ceremonial hall. Let us all join our palms and recite the root Guru mantra.
100根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。200诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。300诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。4平等一起手。恭请师尊移步到展示屏，接受众线上的众弟子问安。
好，这个好，这个好，
身体安康，身体安康，我安
今天众线上有接近700多位同门在众线上问候师尊。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛，升法王座。
Inviting our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, to ascend to the Dharma throne. We are inviting Sumo elders, Rinpoches, Dharma masters, venerables, and everybody to please take the seats.
讲师、助教、贵宾、同门、善信、大德，请就坐。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛加持主祈者表格。
Inviting His Holiness to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants.
今天所有的主祈表格功德主都在坛城。
We have this many primary supplicants and merit holders to lift this up. First, let's give the greatest round of applause to our lineage root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, for presiding over this Mahottara Heruka Homa grand ceremony. We would also like to welcome Sumo Vajra Lien Sheng and all the Ayushmats, Rinpoches, Dharma masters, and all Dharma propagators, all participants and guests. The offering of Hatha. Let us now join our palms with reverence, and we would like to invite Vajra Master Lien Tien to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage root guru as a symbol of the highest honor. Mahottara Heruka Home Fire Offering Ceremony has now begun. Mahottara Heruka. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lien Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite Padma Kumara mantra.
Om Guru Lien Seng Siddhi Hom. 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 Perform the visualization of the four immeasurables.
ancestors and relatives from the father's side to your right.
左手边有母系亲
From the mother's side to your left.
后方有恩人师长
Friends and teachers behind us.
前方有冤亲
Enemies and karmic creditors in front of us.
四周有六道众生
Sentient beings around us, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood.
做精信手艺
Clap twice and snap your fingers to awaken the deities.
念清净咒及安
Recite purification mantras and deity mantra.
摩诃修利修修利梭哈 Om 修多利修多利修摩利修摩利梭哈 Om 瓦多拉丹呵呵吽 Nam mô Sammanto Motoran Om Turu Turu Deve Soha 念招请咒
Recite invocation mantra.
Soha Om A Hom Soha Om A Hom Soha 众弟子一心奉请
We sincerely invoke our lineage root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lianshan. Namo White Mahapadma Kumara. Namo Lotus Light Unhindered Buddha. Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahotara Heruka. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahotara Heruka. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahotara Heruka. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jet Pond. Namo Five Dhyani Buddhas. Namo True Buddha School 8 Primary Deities. Namo Yamantaka, Akalanata, 4 Heavenly Kings, Sima Bodhisattva. Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the Tantric Order, at the Seattle Lezang Temple, and at the South Mountain Retreat. Rainbow temples, Mountain God, Earth God, Plant God, Wind God, Water God, Heavenly Fire Gods, Dragon Gods, and all divinities, as well as the city gods, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Great homage using visualization for Student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra, second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra, third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra, fourth half bow. Great mandala offering, form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus. The main deity of Homa, Namo Mahotara Heruka, and his retinue. All Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents, and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and marriage purge our karma to allow us civilization. Om Sarva Tathagata Ittamu Kudulana Menchana Kan Liliye Dayami. Fourfold refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra.
Namo Guru Pe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammoye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Guru Pe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammoye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Guru Pe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammoye, Namo Sankhyaye.
Karma protection. Form Vajra Club's Mudra. Reset Vajrapani mantra.
Om Boyo Ranzari, 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 Om Boyo Ranzari.
Inviting the Dharma King, His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng, to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness to set ceremonial dedication to bless the registration forms, homework cards, and all the offerings. Please stand up and join your palms with reverence. We are inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the Homa fire. To set several dedication around it, to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichment, finalization, subjugation, and bridal deliverance. And we'll be reciting the Hat Mantra of Mahotara Heruka.
Hey, Hey, Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ
Recite the heart mantras of the eight principal deities and incarnate Buddha Tapa.
Om Pannamo Lintoling Soha. Om Ha 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 Wei Samaye Soha. Om Zeri Zuri Zunti Soha. Om Zambala Chalung Chalaye Soha. Om A Hom Beja Guru Bema Siti Hom Se. Om A Hom Guru Be Ah Sasamaha Lien Seng Siti Hom. Deya Tha Om Bekha Jaya Bekha Jaya Maha Bekha Jaya Rajya Samo Kyatehe Soha. 南无36万亿111万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿111万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿111万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。
Recite the supplication to the Buddha to stay in the Saha world. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas of the 10 directions, compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, and Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, the 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world to salvage the deluded ones. 3 jewels, eminent, wondrous light, provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, human and devas, rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of Buddha plead that stay in the Saha world to turn the Dhamma wheel, to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Merit dedication. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend with the realm of utmost bliss, declaring fourfold generosities from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death like the Buddha, may we live with all. To Buddha's school disciples, wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of Homa today. Nama Mahotara Heruka, the whole body, all eyes Vajra, by your infinite transformation bodies to emit hundreds of precious light to help and protect our lineage Guru so that he is untouched by illnesses, always healthy and strong, away from all calamities, self-mastery in body and mind, happy, filled with wealth and prosperity, harmony and great affinities, limitless longevities in samsara to turn the Dhamma wheel and deliver sentient beings. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sung to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the Adharma Buddha's transformation body, Mahotara Heruka, and the 100 peaceful and breathful deities. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the Adharma Buddha, Mahotara Heruka, and 100 peaceful and breathful deities. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Mahotara Heruka and the 100 peaceful and breathful deities. We pray that you guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lens. We pray that you bless all participants. Adharma Buddha, Mahotara Heruka, 100 peaceful and breathful deities. And the utmost consciousness of the universe. Please eradicate the afflictions of sentient beings. Please eradicate the sicknesses of sentient beings. Please eradicate the karma of sentient beings. Please eradicate the bad affinities of sentient beings. We pray that you bless us with good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed to auspiciousness and strong spiritual commitment. We pray that we have attainments in our 4 fundamental practices, under Root Guru Yoga, in the Yidam Yoga, and in the inner tantric practices, so that we have the crystal clear and radiant channels, light drops, and qi And may we have all eyes throughout our body. May we be pure, purified, and completely pure. May everything be pure. Our Dharma Buddha, Mahotara Heruka, the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities, so as gods in heavens, gods on earth, may be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, may all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. We pray to Mahotara Heruka and the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities, gods in heavens, gods on earth, to command the pandemic to disappear, the viruses disappear, sicknesses disappear. And by the greatest energy of the universe, may all be accomplished. We say 100 silver mantra 3 times.
Ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pecamami mancha pecapawa maha samaya sato ahom pei om peca sato samaya manupanaya peca sato tenupadicha ceco me pawa suto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa Anurato me pawa sarwa siddhi me budaya cha sarwa kama sutta me cittamu sriyan guru hom ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pecamami mancha pecapawa maha samaya sato ahom pei om peca sato samaya manupanaya Peca sato tenupadicha ceco me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa anurato me pawa sarwa siddhi me budaya cha sarwa kama sutta me cittamu sriyan guru hom ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pecamami mancha pecapawa maha samaya sato ahom pei
Great homage using visualization for student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, Lilisa Mudra, second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, Lilisa Mudra, third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for prostration on the ground, Lilisa Mudra, fourth half bow.
念圆满咒 Om Brim Om Brim Om Brim Om Mani Padme Hum 让我们以热烈的掌声感谢师尊主坛大幻化网金刚护摩法会。感恩法王圣尊莲松活佛
We are very grateful to His Holiness
分钟大幻化网金刚心咒加持大众。
Living Buddha Lienson to grant us with compassion the 5-minute mantra chanting of Mahotara Heruka to bless everyone. Please skillfully join your palms to beseech to invoke Mahotara Heruka to dispense upon the altar to bless everyone with purification, healing, and to completely cure all sorts of diseases, to restore great health, peace, and safety. Place your hands at the top on the troubled areas, and if you need, you can also visualize many hands touching the problem areas for 5 minutes, the mantra chanting, and for the curing.
让我们再次以热烈的掌声感恩法王圣尊莲生活佛。
We are truly grateful to His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng.
现在请大家恭敬合掌，
Now let
恭
us
敬
join
法
our
王
palms
圣
with
尊
reverence,
莲生活
and
佛
together
做宝
we're
贵的
inviting His
法
Holiness
语
to
开
bestow the
示。
precious Dharma teachings.
我们敬礼传承祖师，
Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus,
敬礼了明和尚，
homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming,
敬礼萨迦正空上师，
homage to Master Sakya Zengkong,
16世大宝法王卡玛巴，
homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa,
图登大吉上师，
and homage to Master Dukden
我们
Dorji,
敬礼坛城三宝，
homage to the three jewels of the
敬
altar,
礼今天父魔的祖尊
homage to the main deity of Homa today,
阿达尔玛佛，
a Dharma Buddha's
大
emanation,
法王金刚，
Mahotara Heruka,
文武百尊。
and the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities.
师母，丹真感受，
师母，Danzen Katso Doten Siddhi,
各位上师、
all Dharma
教
masters,
授师、
Dharma educators,
法师、
Dharma teachers,
讲师、
Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet.
大家午安，大家好。
Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
你好，大家好。愛してる。シャランゲ。オラアミコ。ケケロムチョ。すごい。一番。気持ちいい。ジュミ。ヤビ。プリンプリン。こんにちは。新早，感恩。现在呢，先通知大
Now,
家，
I would like to announce
下个礼拜天，
for next Sunday,
2月20号，
February 20th,
下午3点 PM，
at 3 p.m.,
是做金刚萨斗的护摩法会。
we will perform Vajra Sutra Homa
那
fire
么我
offering
们知道金
ceremony.
刚萨斗，
As we all know, Vajra Sutra,
他是密教的教主，
we can
密教
say
的教主。
he is the chief or the founder of Tantric Buddhism,
五方佛的法王子，
and he's also the Dharma prince of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas.
是密教的开创。
So he's the founder or the father of Tantric Buddhism.
它象征这个密教。
So he symbolizes Tantric Buddhism.
是密教的祖师啊，密教的
So we can say that he's the lineage guru, the patriarch, or the father of Tantric Buddhism.
阿达尔玛佛
All the teaching came from Adharma Buddha to the five Dhyani Buddhas to Vajra Sutra.
这个传密教。
And Vajra Sutra was the one who transmitted Tantric Buddhist Dharma.
那我们常常念这个金刚心百日明。
We often chant the Vajra Sutra's 100-syllable mantra. That's the mantra of Vajra Sutra, or Vajra Heart Bodhisattva, the mantra.
Om Beza Sato A Hom Pe. 它的忏悔咒是 Om Beza
and the repentance mantra.
Om Beza Sato A Hom Pe. 忏悔咒是 Om Beza Samaya Sudeya.
So his mantra is Om Beza Sato A Hom Pe, and the repentance mantra is Om Beza Samaya Sudeya.
就是金刚萨埵。
So the 100-syllable mantra belongs to Vajra Sutra, or Vajra Heart Bodhisattva. And his mudra is forming fist, and the right hand is facing in, the thumb is outside, and the left hand is facing outward, and the thumb is inside. That's his mudra. So we cultivate spiritually by practicing Tantric Dharma. So he's the founder of Tantric Buddhism. Of course, you have to create connection with Vajra Sutra because you're practicing Tantric Buddhist Dharma. Yeah, whether you want to become primary supplicants or not. Go ahead. It's up to you.
英文就是剃你的头。
The translation of "Go ahead."
那么我们今天做这个大梵化王金刚的。
So today we perform Mahotara Homa.
这一次法会为什么选大梵化王金刚的
？So for this ceremony, why did we choose Mahotara?
昨天呢？
Because yesterday is to bestow blessings and to bestow great fortune to everyone. And today, primarily, is to bestow health. Without health, the great fortune would be useless. So we often say that health is most important for a human body. If you have a healthy body, then you can enjoy the great fortune. So even if the great fortune is given to you, but without the good health, the fortune is the same as nil, as nothing. And Linda Chong often told this joke. We come here alive, but we cannot leave this world alive. But in
你
between,
至少要有一个健康的身体。
you should at least have a healthy body.
你至少你身体要健康。
At least you should be
修行也是一
healthy.
样。
The same with spiritual
你要修行，
cultivation.
你
You
要有
want
健
to
康的身体
cultivate spiritually, you need a healthy body.
你要修法，你也要能够坐得住。
If you want to do your Dharma practice, you need to be
虽然
able
你
to
可以
sit
幻想修，但是你如果
comfortably.
你全身都在痛，
So say,
全身都在痛，
although you want to practice, but you have pain all over your body,
必然影响你自己的
that
修行，
would affect your practice, right?
也是影响。
Yeah,
所以我们了解这个人生
that
啊，
would be.
就像梦幻一样。
So we understand that human life is like a dream,
人生
like an
如梦如幻
illusion. It is
如
illusory.
梦如幻之中啊，你
So,
本身也要有
but
一个健康
amidst
的
this
身体来修
dreamlike or illusory
健康的
life,
身体来
you
修
still need a healthy body in order to practice.
就没有健康的身体，
And without good
是
health,
什么都是空的，
everything
什么都是空
is empty. Everything
那我们今天
is empty.
昨天呢是修福，
So yesterday we are practicing
今天是修健
blessings
康。
and fortune,
因为
and
有了
today
健
we
康的身体，
practice health.
你的脑
Because
海
by
清明，
having
你
healthy
才能够有
body,
智慧。
your brain would be lucid
所以
and
健
clearer,
康啊，也等
and
于
then
是智慧。
in order to have wisdom. So we can say that health is the same as wisdom.
你的智慧
If you have good health,
有了智慧，
then you can have wisdom.
会健康的身体，
So by having the wisdom and then the blessings and the health
困
will be the three corners of a triangle.
交接起来，
So
就是健康的
blessings or
身体
merits
一个三
here,
角形
wisdom and health
大方
would
法我
form
金
a
刚
triangle.
就是一个三角形，一个三角
And
一个小
Mahotara
它的手
Heruka
就是一个
is a triangle. His mudra is a triangle.
然后分成两，
One point at the top
大
and
方
then
法
two sides. That's
它
Mahotara
本身也
Heruka.
象征着
He also
高
symbolizes
上的
the highest
宇宙之间
utmost
至高无上的大灵是阿达
the
尔玛
greatest
本
a spirit
诸佛
of the whole
化现的
universe,
大放化网，
which is the emanation of Adharma Buddha, Mahotara
分
Heruka.
分下来，
That's the highest peak, and then subdivide all the way down.
这个大方化网金刚的这个修法
And
跟
the
那个
practice procedure of Mahotara Heruka
有它的形象，
includes mudra, includes his form or
大方化网金
appearance,
刚的形象。他有21个面孔。
He has 21 faces, 42 arms, and 8 legs.
佛母呢有9面，18 背，
And the
4个
Buddha Mother has 9
其
faces,
中的手
18 arms, and 4
拿着
legs.
明镜，镜子
And
内
the hands are
42个
holding
极静
mirrors, and inside it there are 42 peaceful
包含了
deities,
五部如来、
which include the 5 Buddhas,
大菩萨、
but 5 Buddha mothers, the 8 major bodhisattvas, the 8 great bodhisattva
6个
consorts,
释迦
the 4
门人
wisdom kings and their consorts, and the 6 munis,
一共
and then
是
together
42
with a Dharma Buddha and the Buddha Mother. That's for 42 peaceful deities. And there are also 58 wrathful deities for together for 100 peaceful and wrathful deities. They are radiating the 100 precious lights. And for the Dharma practice, one of them is the eyes all over the body. And I have taught that Dharma practice before, so I will not repeat it here. If you can gain spiritual response with Mahatara Heruka or spiritual union with Mahatara Heruka, then you would gain the same union with the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities. You would receive wonderful spiritual sensation or response. Every time we perform Mahatara Heruka ceremony, we receive, many people receive spiritual responses. Some people receive the responses immediately and some gradually or slowly. And some people suddenly alleviate their pain after attending Mahatara Heruka. They can feel it themselves. The pain disappeared. And was it your own feeling about it? Perhaps the pain would come back tomorrow or 1 week later. Or maybe a month later, it'll start again. So that's why some people would receive would receive the response slowly, slower, and some people faster. And some people think, oh, this is fine. And then some people think that let me wait for a while, maybe a few months later, before I make a report to the True Buddha Foundation that they do receive spiritual response from Mahatara Heruka, that the ailments or sicknesses are truly alleviated. So take your time until you feel completely sure that your problems disappear. That even a week later or a month later or even 6 months later, that they truly disappeared before you write the letter. That's fine. To the correspondence center. To prove that Mahatara Heruka is truly responsive. Every time after the Mahatara Heruka ceremony, many people receive spiritual responses. And not only for the people present personally, also for people who watch over the internet. Those who watch the whole ceremony would receive the same spiritual responses, and they're all over the world. The whole earth will receive the responses from Mahatara Heruka. So today, in performing Mahatara Heruka, Grandmaster too prayed to the the primordial, highest, unparalleled, greatest spiritual power of the whole universe to bless all of us here, all of you.
人的毛病很多了哈，这里有一个笑
We
话
have
是这样子
many faults or
在
flaws.
台湾呐，一
This
般
is
的
the
医生
joke.
开业，招牌上常会
In
写
Taiwan,
王外科、里内科
for
这样子之类的。
doctors opening their
但是有
clinics,
些
they
姓
would
氏
say
就
something
不能
with
这
their
样写，
names,
比
like
方讲
internist Lee or
姓段
a surgeon.
科，你不能想
Yeah,
段
this is
科
play of word of Chinese. So if you match like
姓刘的
broken
开
bone
妇产科，
doctor,
你不能写流产科
yeah, this is only meaningful in Chinese.
啊，流产科医院。姓吴的开牙科，你不能写作无齿科、无牙科啊，无牙科。还有姓那个应该破音字吧，姓丹的，那个丹，赞啊。对了，他这边也写了，你不能写姓单的开眼科变成单眼科，只有一只眼哈。
Like someone with the family name single, and then you open an eye clinic, you cannot say single
这
eye
个人
doctor.
这个写笑话，
It's
在
all
新竹
Chinese.
看到一个中医师的招牌，这位中医师姓宋，啊宋啊，然后他就写着宋中医师。这个笑话是可以讲是中文的笑话，这个
Yeah, this joke is a joke about Chinese, so it's meaningless in English. Okay, Master saying
人
it.
有多少病？啊，刚刚讲的这个
So,
身体，
like we said, people have so many illnesses.
从头顶开始一直到脚
Like
趾，
talking about the body from the head to toe.
headache，
And for the head, you have headache,
阿达玛一盖，
atama itai, headache.
阿达玛一带，阿达玛一带，
That's Japanese, atama
你看到
itai,
脚，
headache.
红功肺，
And then the feet, you will have atlas feet, or in Chinese it's called Hong Kong feet.
到脚尖都有香港脚。
So
你
even
说
the
哪
toes
哪个人呐、
would have ailments such as atlas feet. Is there a human being that is fine all over the body?
都有病的，
There must be some ailments.
这个病也是不好。这个我们学这
So
个
these ailments are no good. If you practice qi,
首先你
the
气
vital
一定要
energy, first you have to have a full and
脉
robust
一定要
qi,
通
and your channels have
你
to
脉不
be
通呢，
open and flowing,
那不通，你就这
open
个
and
我们
unobstructed.
我们国语就讲中风了，中风，
If otherwise, you would have
脉不通
stroke.
就会中风啊。
If your
所以
channels
心
are
血管
not
疾病，心
open,
脏中风，心血管疾病，
then you
什
may
么叫
have
中风？
some
就是阻塞
uh,
或者破裂，都叫中风了。
heart
脑也
attack
是一样，
or
心
strokes,
心脏也是
whether it's in the brain or in the heart.
这两个地方啊，很容易就走，一个是脑，一个是心
So
脏，
for these two areas, it's easy to,
就离开人间。
it's very fast to kill you.
所以一定要修脉，
So that's why you have to practice the channels, so that the channels all over the body would be open and unobstructed, including the capillaries, all the arteries and the veins, that all of them needs to flow smoothly, so that the qi can circulate very smoothly. And we have two light drops. One is white light drops, the other one is red light drops. The white light drops is at the brow chakra. The red light drops is at the navel chakra, which is 4-finger width below the navel. And the red light drops would generate temperature. And the white light drops is a kind of radiance or illumination. That's water descending and the fire ascending. And then you utilize the interaction of water and fire to open the brow chakra, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the navel chakra, the sacral chakra, all these 5 chakras. Once you open all these 5 chakras, then the bright, brilliant light would be emitted like Mahotara Heruka. That all eyes all over his body, which mean they are bright light all over his body and clear light. So you practice, you cultivate spiritually until all the channels and chakras in your body are open. Then you would emit light, you would gain light. And by this light, you merge with the greatest consciousness of the universe, which is the Buddha nature. You enter the Buddha nature. So in Tantrayana, we practice the qi channels and light drops. And this is why. So you practice qi, so the qi is full and robust all over your body. You practice the channels so that all the blood vessels in your body and all the channels are open and unobstructed. And you practice the light drops so that the water, the fire light drops and the water light drops can blend and merge with each other, so that lastly your whole body can emit the bright clear light radiance. And then by this radiance you also open your own Buddha nature, and the small eye merge with the great eye. Or it is referred in Tantrayana as the meeting of the child light with the mother light. That is called attainment, the ultimate attainment. So that's the tantric practice in simple terms. And that's the inner tantric practices. But for the outer tantric practices, first you need to gain spiritual response, spiritual union with your guru, with your yidam. And then by the methods of the spiritual union, you practice the inner tantric practices. But nowadays, even before you gain spiritual union, it's also allowed to practice the inner tantra, which is the qi channels and light drops. Nowadays, it's allowed to practice them together, the outer and inner practices together. So they are the outer practice, inner practice, the highest tantra practice, and in Nyingmapa it's called the Anu Yoga, Ati Yoga, Maha Yoga, Mahayoga, Anuyoga, and Adi Yoga.
最上层的这种修行。
That's the highest kind of practices.
九圣
There are 9 levels, 9 stages.
修法，那最上面呢，就是
Spiritual practice. And at the top level, there are the Mahayoga, Anuyoga, and Adi Yoga.
那我们本身生活中来讲起来，先修
And
外
for
法，
True Buddha School, we practice the outer
在
tantric practices first, and then the inner tantric practices. After you gain spiritual response from the outer practices, and afterwards, when you gain spiritual response, then you practice the highest yoga tantra, and lastly, the great perfection tantra or dharma.
最主要的4种观。
And we refer to them as the most important 4 empowerments.
密宗道次第广论
In the development stages of Tantrayana or Ngakrim, written by Tsongkhapa, it was divided into
分成
Kriya Yoga, Upa Yoga,
4部，
Yoga Tantra, and Highest Yoga Tantra.
所有的仪轨。
So the Kriya Yoga includes all the sadhana or practice procedures in
通
detail.
扫了这些仪轨，
And in the Upa
你可以把
Yoga
那些细部的仪
Charya Yoga,
很复杂的，变成比
you
较简单的，
simplify
就是行部的仪轨，
the lengthy, complicated procedures.
就是等于是说
And
你已经
then
跟本尊相应了。
In the Yoga Tantra, it means you have gained spiritual union with Yidam.
你的
So
一举
you
一动
are
就是本
one
尊，
with the
那
Yidam.
个是属于
So all you do and think and say is that of the
无
Yidams.
上部
So
它包含
that's
了大圆满
the Yoga Tantra.
跟无上密法2个合起来。
And then the
无
highest
上部呢，就等于说一念之间，
Tantra,
你就
the
可以
highest
成
or
就
unexcelled Tantra
这个事业。
is the merging of
一念之
the
间，
perfection.
你就是有
So with one thought, you would accomplish it. With one
一
thought,
念之
you have
间
the
你
merit.
就成就事业
With。one thought, you have
说密教其实分起来是这样： 身
attained
精进、身体清净、
the merits.
口
And
清净、
so in
意清
Tantrayana
净，
is the pure body, speech, and mind.
再来就是事业清净，
And then
再来是功德清净，
the
五种
pure
密教的
karma
修
or
行到最
work.
后是事
And
业
then
清净。
lastly is the pure merits. Because karma also means work.
昨天都没有讲笑话，所以今天补一点啊。
So yesterday I didn't tell any jokes, so today we will tell more.
小明吵着要爸爸带他去看马戏团，爸爸
Keep
懒洋洋地躺在沙发上100
nagging his dad to take him to the circus. But dad was so
不行
lazy and yawning on the couch and
没有
said,
空。小明
"Oh,
讲
son, I'm just so busy. I have no time." And then Ming said, "Oh, but I heard in the circus there is an auntie without wearing anything dancing on top of tiger." And dad jumped from the sofa and said, "Let's go. I haven't seen tiger for a long time."
我们今年是虎年了，
So this year is the year of the tiger, and we see so many tigers every day.
有一天，一对非常要好的朋友一起喝酒，
One day, good friends
这个
went
A
drinking,
突然对 B 讲
and then A：
哎
suddenly said
你
to
老婆
B,
不是不让你喝酒吗？
Didn't your wife
B 回答
disallow you
我
to
在
drink?
家
And B
就
said,
像是奔驰在沙漠中的老虎，
I am like a
我怎么会
tiger
怕它？
roaming around the desert. How can I be afraid of her?
这个 B 突然
And
大叫，
soon afterwards, the
这
wife
个我们把
came
桌子收一收，
and B said,
是
come on,
吴松回来。
let's clean up. Wusong is home. Wusong is the one who beat the tiger.
有一个病患啊，这个
A
跟医生
patient
讲，
told the doctor,
这个医生啊，最
Doctor,
近夜晚越有精神，就像一
recently
只夜猫子，
I am more and more awake at night like a
好像
night
是
owl,
一只饿狼。
and I eat all the time
医
like
生
a hungry wolf,
总是要回头看看有没有人跟踪。
and I'm always suspicious, always look around like a
说我得
fox.
的是什么病？
So what kind of illness is this?
这个医生回答：
And the
你
doctor
还是去
said,
看兽医好。
why don't you go see a vet instead?
啊，今天跟大家讲一下《金刚经》啊。
So
金刚经的
today,
要义
let me
我
continue
们上回
to
谈到
expound on the
入
Vajra
境
Sutra,
分第17，
the essential meaning of the Vajra Sutra. Yesterday, last time,
悉菩
we
提白
talked
佛
about
言
the ultimate no
那个
self,
时候
chapter
悉菩
17.
提跟佛陀讲，
So
世
at
尊
that time, Sakta
善男子
Subhuti
善女
asked the
人
Buddha,
发阿耨多罗三藐三菩提心，
World honored
因
one,
何因
when
住
good men and
如
good
何
women
相
give
应
rise to
其
the
心？
mind of
佛
Anuttara
道
Samyak
悉菩
Sambodhi
善
and
男子
strive
善
for
女人
perfect enlightenment,
发阿
how
耨
should
多
they
罗三
dwell
藐
in their
三菩提
minds
心
and how should they master
当
their
生
minds?
是心，我因灭度一切众
The
生，
Buddha replied, when
灭
good
度一
men
切
and good
众
women
生，
give rise to the
而
mind of
无有
Anuttara
一
Samyak
众生
Sambodhi,
实灭
they
度
should
者，
generate the
得
mind
以
to
度。
liberate and deliver all sentient beings. Yet,
悉
upon the
菩提，
deliverance,
若菩萨
not
有
a single
我相
sentient
人
being
相
has
众生
actually
相，
been
受
liberated
得
and
相，
delivered.
即非菩
Why?
萨。所以作
Subhuti,
何？
if a
悉菩提，
bodhisattva holds
实
the
无有
phenomena
法
of self,
发
others,
阿
sentient beings,
耨
and
多罗
lifespan,
三藐三菩
then
提
he
心
is
者，
not a bodhisattva. Therefore, Subhuti, there really is no one generating
念到这
Anuttara
里，
Samyak Sambodhi.
我讲这个儿时那个时候，
So let me first talk about at that time.
儿时，
At that time,
我们平常讲是那个时候，
we usually say it plainly as at that time.
那个时候到底发生什么事情？
So what happened at that time?
你们有谁在这个般若法会上面的，在座的诸位，有没有人在那个
Anyone
时候
here
在那个法会上面，
was
你们的
there
拨
at
开
the
你们的
ceremony.
前世记忆，
So open up
你们哪一个人
open
参
up
加
the
了
memory
释迦
of
牟
your
尼
past
佛的
life.
般若法会？般若
Who
法会讲金刚经
attended
的时候，你们在不在
the
场？
Prajna ceremony
在吗？
by Sakyamuni Buddha? When
到底
when the
在还是不
Buddha
在？
was talking about the Vajra Sutra,
啊，
that
在。
were any of you there?
那么我问你
Yes or not
那个时候发生什么事？儿时，
So at that time, what happened?
儿时，那个时候有发生一件事情。
At that time, something happened
究竟无我分第17，
when the Buddha was talking about this chapter,
你
ultimate
们
no
讲
self.
得出来的，
If you can say it,
开口气呀、
let me blow my breath on it.
一个葫芦，一葫芦给他， 有在场的就知道那个时候发生什么事情。
If you were there, you would know what happened
没
then.
有在场的，
If you were
没有
not
在那
there,
个场合的，不会知道那个时候发
then
生
would
什
not
么事。
know. They would not know what happened.
大家都很安静呢。
Everybody's so
没有人
quiet.
要
Nobody
好的
wants.
东西耶，
Nobody
拿了
wants
好几
this.
次都没有人拿走。
It's been offered several times, but nobody ever got it. It's a good thing here.
这俘虏，在的人，哎，怎么没有讲呢？刚刚有讲在的人应该举手啊。
Oh, I didn't say you should have raised your hands.
那个时候啊，
At that
这个得
time,
死两个字啊，很没有人提到的。
at that time,
你
this
看哪一个人
this
能够讲
phrase
出来？哪一个人能够讲那个时候发生什么事？
did
讲得
anybody
出来的，表示他有在场。
able to say what
灵
happened?
山会上
If you can say it, that means you were
在
there.
讲般若的时候，
At the Vajra peak, when the Buddha was talking about Prajna,
大般若经的时候，
about the Maha
讲金刚经的时候，
Prajna Paramita
究
Sutra,
竟无我分。
or when the Buddha was expounding on the Vajra Sutra, on this chapter 17,
到底发生什么事？
when he said this phrase at that time, what did it happen? What
没有人
did
讲
happen?
没有人讲过。我告诉大家，
Nobody ever shared this, but let me tell you.
在法会开始的时候，这个法会开始，那个
At
时
the
候
very
开始
beginning of
要
the
讲究
ceremony,
竟无我分的时候，
before the Buddha was talking about this
现出他的
ultimate no self,
宝珠，
there was a dragon
龙女现珠，
girl
就是把他的珠
offering
供
her
养给释
pearl
迦牟尼佛，
to Sakyamuni Buddha.
把光明宝珠献给释迦牟尼佛。光明
So she offered a bright pearl to Sakyamuni Buddha.
你能够讲得出来，你这个俘虏就是你的。
If you
你
could
讲得
say
出来，
that,
你就
that
是
this
在
calabash
灵山会
gourd
上，
could
你
have
有
been
参加
yours.
了灵山会上，
If you could say it, that means you attended that meeting or ceremony at
究竟
the
无我分的时候，
Kriya Yoga at the Vajra
光
peak.
明珠
Because at that time, the dragon girl was offering a bright pearl to Sakyamuni Buddha.
那个时候，释迦牟尼佛就跟他讲，
So there's a meaning here. So Sakyamuni Buddha told the dragon
给
girl,
你受记，
let me give you a confirmation
容你成佛，
and a prophecy that the dragon girl
将
will
来
the dragon girl will attain Buddhahood in the
佛讲
future.
这一句，容你将会成佛。
So the Buddha said that the dragon girl will attain Buddhahood in the future, and immediately she became a Buddha. That's when it happened.
大家都知道容你成佛的事，
We all have heard about the dragon girl attaining
光
Buddhahood.
明宝珠。
It was at this time when she offered the bright pearl to Sakyamuni Buddha.
啊，你听人家讲《金刚经》，绝对没有讲到这个的，绝对讲不到。
So when you listen to other people explaining the Vajra Sutra, they definitely will not talk about this.
银河因住，银河降伏其心，
How should they dwell in their minds, and how should they master or control their minds?
银河应住，银河降伏其心。我问你们。
How should they dwell in their minds, and how should they master or control their minds?
如何降伏其心？
This is very simple.
这是须菩提问佛的。
So Subhuti asked the Buddha,
善男子善女人，
Lord Honored One, when good men and good women give rise to the mind of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, how should they dwell in their minds, and how should they master or control their minds?
问你们。
Now I'm asking you,
答得出来的，还是
if you can answer it, this is yours. Still this.
你们讲。
How should you dwell? How should they dwell?
就无住。
Non-dwelling.
不要加一个手。如何降伏心？
And how to subdue or master the minds?
无心。
No mind.
没有错了，就是无住无心。
So that those were correct. Non-dwelling and no mind.
哎，但是应该给谁啊？
So whom should I give this to
应
then?
该给谁？哪一个谁喊？先讲。无住无心就对了。
Those were the correct answers.
好，联合。
Non-dwelling
OK。
and no mind.
好吧，那就给联合吧。
Okay, this is for Lian He then, Master.
Amen. 释迦牟尼佛在解释这一段的时候啊，银河应住，银河降伏其心，没有错，是无住跟无心。
So that is correct.
现在问题来了。
So now the question is,
为什么是无住？为什么是无心？
why is it non-dwelling and no mind?
这个发菩提心啊，发菩提心应该是无住跟无心的。
So in generating the bodhicitta, that it should be non-dwelling and
是深，非常的深
with
奥。
no mind.
讲实在话是非常的
This
深。
is a very deep and profound.
佛已经讲无我相。
The Buddha has spoken on the non-phenomena of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan.
既然没有我，
Since there is no
你还
self,
住哪里？
where would you dwell?
既然没有我，
Since there is no self,
你还有什么心？还有什么那个？
how can you have any mind?
还要降服什么心？既然没有我，
What mind would you master or
就没
subdue?
有心了。我常常做一个比喻给大家知道。
I often give this analogy to let you understand. It's about the moon.
请问
For the whole moon,
月球有阿耨多罗三藐
Is
三
there-
菩提心吗？
the mind of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi there? No.
月球有
On the
因为
moon-
要做什么才做什么吗？
Do you do something because of
在
something?
月球
No.
上，
On the moon,
你还要降服什么心吗？
do you still need to master or subdue any minds?
那是极为亲近的亲近，那叫做
That
刚
is
刚
the
我讲过，
utmost,
亲近
the the utmost, the purest of
所有
purity.
的通通都清净。
Like I said, everything is completely
做
pure.
回向的时候，
In my overall
清
merit
净，一切
dedication,
清
I have
净。
said that may all be
所有
pure,
的一切
everything
全
is
部清净。
pure.
但是什么境界啊？
What kind of realm is that?
境界。
It's the realm of emptiness.
什么最清净？
What is the
空最清
purest?
净。
It's emptiness that's the purest.
什么无作？没有什么作为。
It's
你就不无助嘛。
non-action, non-dwelling, right?
什么是无心？
Then everything.
无我
What
了，
is
就当然无心了。
no mind? Because
地球
when
上还有什么
you
心？
have no self,
它
of
是永
course
远
there's
清
no
净的地
mind.
方啊。
On the moon, how could you have any
就是有
mind?
人
That's the pure place. It's because
才不
they
清
are
净。
human beings.
有众生才不清净，没有了众生相，哪里来的？哪里会不清净？
Because they are human beings.
因为
That's
有
why
我
they are
这个
impurities.
才那个私心才会出来。你如果无我了，你还有什么
Because
私心啊？
there's a self. That's
所以
why
释迦牟尼佛很强调
there's
这个。
selfishness. If there's no self, there's no selfishness.
所以你成就菩萨，
So Sakyamuni Buddha emphasizes this. So you attain bodhisattvahood because you have no
国
selfless,
家跟国家就会打仗。
no
有了
self-interest.
私心，家庭就会闹纠纷。有了私心，
So only because of this self-interest that countries are at war, or people fight with each other, or that people don't get along with each other because of all self-interest.
person to person， just person to person，
Person to person.
一个人对一个人啊，一个人对一个人，你有两个人呢，那就有私心了。
When there are two people, then there would self-interest would arise.
我看你
That
也不顺眼，
you're disagreeable to me and I'm disagreeable to
大
you.
治国家，小治个人。
So, as large as countries and as small as individuals.
就有心。
And because of the self,
如果是无
then there would be
助无心
dwelling and there would be mind.
绝对清净。
But if they are non-dwelling and no mind, there would be emptiness and you're completely pure,
佛讲，
utterly pure.
佛教是无争的宗教。
So Sakyamuni Buddha said that Buddhism is a religion of
你了解无争
non-contention,
吗？
no contention. Do you understand that?
根本没有的，
Nothing.
会起争执的。
There is no arguments,
佛教
no
今天为什么教
disagreements.
团跟教团之间会起争执？
But
是
why
人嘛？
different sects of Buddhism still have some contention between each other? Because of human beings, because they still have phenomena of self, other sentient beings, and lifespan. So Sakyamuni Buddha spoke on this very clearly in this Ultimate No Self chapter on Ultimate
所
No
以我
Self.
们要修
Only
行到
emptiness is pure.
真正的像个菩
So we
萨
need to
一样
cultivate spiritually until we can be like a true
至少要
bodhisattva
接近一点。
with no selfishness at all, no
所以我
self-interest.
常常讲
At least we should get
观察
closer
自己
to
的
that.
心念，
That's why I
常常观察
often
自己的心
remind
念
you
改正自
to
己
always
你把
observe
自己
your own
不好的
thoughts,
心
to
念改
correct
正。
yourselves,
其实我有
to
时候
correct
我看
your
一个人啊，
flawed
这个人看了
thoughts or flawed thinkings.
我不太喜欢，
I often
而
dislike
且这个人是女
someone,
的，
and it's a female one, a woman. I
觉得
don't
她
really
走路
like
也怪
her,
怪的，
and she walks really
她讲话
weirdly.
讲话很虚伪，讲话也很
And
虚伪，
the way she talks is very
讲话
pretentious,
也很虚伪，
very
她的眼睛呢、不太
vain,
正，
and the eyes are
连
not
鼻子都歪
right,
的，
and the nose is crooked.
看她走路就不太对。
And just the way she walks is not right.
但是我知道，这种想念是不对的。
But I know this kind of
你已
thought
经
is
产生
wrong.
对这个人本身的一种厌，一种
You have
憎
created a
一
certain
种恨，
a kind of contention, a kind of dislike, a kind of
你要想他哦，
a-
在想念
animosity.
上面要想他好的，
So you need to think
他
good
至少
things
还会
about
喊你
her.
师尊好，
At least that person would still say, Grandmaster,
对不对？
hi Grandmaster, right?
你要这样子想啊，你要
So
把它
we
翻
need
转
you
过
need
来
to
想，
think this way.
他对
You
你
need to
根本
turn
不
it
看
around. She's harmless to you.
啊，你为什么要看他不顺眼？
Why do you find her disagreeable?
所以有时候我们对一个人想，就是想说，他有优点，
So
他优
sometimes
点在哪？
when we see someone, we should think of
不
their
要想他的缺点。
good parts, you
这
know,
样
their
子想慢
strengths.
慢把它
Where?
改正，这个念头改正。
So you think this way and gradually change the negative thoughts to the positive thoughts. And by doing so, you're cultivating spiritually. So observe your own thoughts. Remember,
优点想出来，把
you
他
need
的
to
缺点
think
全部
of the
不要
good
看，
sides
然后变成
and to
正面的，
ignore the
千
bad
万
sides
不要有
and to
仇
make it a
家，
positive.
不要
Never
有
make
敌人，
any enemies.
不要你有所
Never
恨，
have
不要
any
有，你
hatred,
有了，
dislikes.
先
Never.
自己痛
Because if you
痛苦
have
是
the,
他，
any of
他根
those,
本不知
you
道你
would
在恨
suffer
他。
first. The one suffering is yourself, not them,
你
because
讨
they
厌这个
don't
人，
know
但是师尊没
that
有
you
表现出来。
dislike them. Like Grandmaster
但是
doesn't
你已
show
经在
that
虐
I
待自
don't
己
like
了，
that person.
你心
You're
里
actually
就
already
产生不舒
tormenting
服的感
yourself.
觉就出来了。
You feel
所以你要想
you
他
you
好，
don't feel
把这个
good.
念头改正，哎，他就变成好的。
So you need to
这个就是
change your
正
thought to
正
become
能
good.
量。
Then you feel good too. So this becomes a
你把
positive
所有的众
energy.
生跟你接触的人都变成正能量的话，
So
你就
if you
产生
change
正能
everyone
量
that you
那一种结
encounter
束就
into
出来。
positive energy, then you would receive a positive energy from it.
这个就是修正自己的念头，
So
观
this is
察自己的
correcting
念头，
our own
修正
thoughts,
自己的念头，就是
observing
修行。
and correcting our own thoughts, and that is spiritual cultivation.
我们没有办法像佛讲《金刚经》一样，
We can possibly be like what Sakyamuni Buddha said in the Vajra Sutra, that you would empty yourself completely right
观
away.
察你自己的念头，你一直往
But
负能量走，
You have thoughts, and if you don't observe your own thoughts, and you have more and more negative thoughts, you become more and more negative. Then you have all knots in your heart,
虐待你自己，
and you're always very unhappy. You're actually tormenting yourself.
你吃的也不好，
You will not
你
sleep
不能
well,
真正
you will
很
not eat
顺的
well,
每天很开朗，
you
很
cannot
快
be
乐。我们每天都
upright and
师尊每天都很快乐
happy
我一直在修正
and
自己的念
open every day. Like Grandmaster is very happy every day. I keep correcting my thoughts, and I'm kind and good to everyone. And I find everyone to be good too.
大家都喜欢，我喜欢大
I
家。
like everyone.
我不是常常讲吗？
I often say
20，
I often say this 520,
对不对？
which is a play of words of Chinese saying I love you.
而且啊，我不会觉得怎么样，
I don't feel anything.
不管如何。现在呢，
No matter
我
what.
也觉得那个鬼博
Now
也有好处，
I even find the ghost switch
想它的好
to
处，
be beneficial.
改正我的念头，
Now I corrected my thoughts about the ghost witch. Before, at the beginning of the year, I would always do re mi, say do re mi to her, which means I tease her because to mock her, because she said in the past that I would die at 73, so that's why. Because now I am 78 according to Taiwanese calendar, and according to American way, I'm almost 77 already. But you kept saying that I would have died at 73 before, but not anymore now. No, I can't do that. Because at least she made me very careful in my 73rd year. So that's the benefit, right? Because she kept saying that I would die at 73. So at that time, I was very cautious and very careful. Even when I climb the steps or when I shower, I should be careful with soap on the feet, because if you slip in the shower, you would die. So I was very careful. Even when I wear underpants, I would lean on the wall. So that's the benefit. I was very careful about everything. And now we passed that, so I should be careful I should be thankful to her. So she had her benefits too. I mean, there's benefit about her too. So I turned around then I would not treat her as my enemy anymore. I don't hate her. Completely emptied. It's all empty now. Everything is perfect. No need to hate. If you hate someone, that's the same as hating yourself. I want to kill you. I hate you.
You are garbage.
No need. The first who would suffer is you. You would be the first to suffer. Observe that when you hate someone, you suffer so much. So open your heart and have no heart, have no mind. And everything's fine, everybody's fine. Then there would be happiness and carefreeness of self-mastery. Om Mani Padme Hum.
现在请大家把各自坐的椅子叠好，听从工作人员的安排，走灌顶的路线。
So in a moment there would be the empowerments for Mahotara Heruka. So while receiving the empowerment, make sure that you form the mudra, recite the mantra, and visualize Mahotara Heruka. This ends the English interpretation today.
Hallelujah!
顶的同门义工，请你们来接受灌顶。还有一个，还有人，请你们赶快来接受灌顶，灌顶就要结束了。好，让我们以热烈的掌声感谢师尊赐授大幻化王法灌顶。现在恭请师尊带领大家顶礼坛城。顶礼坛城，做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三引。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三引。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三引。四平等一起手。恭请师尊移步到展示屏，接受众线上的众弟子感恩之心。
好，师尊，好，师尊好，
师尊吉祥，师尊好，师尊吉祥，
师尊你好，
你一定要回台湾哦。
对，回台湾。那你是都是跟家姐，谢谢师尊，我们爱你。
啊，我也谢师尊。
来新加坡，来新加坡。谢谢师尊，感恩师尊，师尊。
Pastor，你好的 Pastor。
他好，你好帅，好小，好小。
Pastor。
爱你。
蜜桃宝。
爱师尊，大家你们好，谢谢君体哦。
谢谢师尊，谢谢师尊。
好，感恩师尊，感谢众线上的众同门，下周见。迎施主请就位。恭送真佛宗创办人无上法王圣尊莲生活佛长老仁波切及上师团，与会大众虔诚合掌。 唱诵莲花童子心咒。 束，非常感谢大家网络直播收看的同仁。网络直播到此结束。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.